we start with the news? Stephen's back.
Yeah.
Important to get him back, and how happy are you?
Very happy. So Stephen, I think all parts in that deal are happy with how it ended. Obviously, it was a very late not decision, but it was finalized very, very late. But I think we were all hopeful and optimistic that it was going to end this way, and we're really happy it did.
Why were you so keen to get him back? Is it just self-explanatory? How really did for you in his presence?
Yeah, look, we never wanted him to go back to Celtic. Now it was not up to us. It was a decision that was entirely up to Celtic, which they felt they had to take. And then from there on it was a good, positive, open, transparent dialogue with all parties all the way through, and finally it turned out the way that it did, that they got another body in that position, which means that Celtic and that Welsh could come back and finish what he started here with us.
What does he do for your ambitions for the rest of the season, having him back in the squad?
Well, our ambitions are unchanged. They would have been the same if he wasn't here. But obviously, now we we have the same group of centre backs with the little change that Kofi has now gone to pursue game time somewhere else, and Jordan McGee has finally, after a long spell of injuries, come back and is getting fitter and fitter. And then in the meantime, while Welsh hasn't been here, we have seen Sots really step up and produce some really top quality in that position as well. So we are maybe even stronger now than we were before, and that is extremely positive.
I want to ask about Tawanda Maswanhise. You sat here several times and said he wouldn't go anywhere in this window. There's other managers who've said similar things, but the money comes in and the player has to go. How pleased are you that the board have backed you in that endeavour to keep him at this club?
Well, it's not me who needed backing. It's a club decision that we want to see if we can push as far and build on the momentum we have built and build on the squad that we have and the quality we have in the building, and we have a good open dialogue with the players on and make plans with them and for them how to make sure that they develop as here while they're here, and then find the right moment for them to leave. And the discussion have never been that the plan was for him to leave now. Then obviously he has attracted an extreme amount of interest from all over the world, I would say, and also from the UK, and a little bit earlier than we expected, and then maybe he expected, but and there has been offers as well. But they have not been at an amount that has been nowhere near the valuation that we put on him. So it has been very easy not to just to say, well, no, not now is not the time, and not to change the plans that we have made.
It can be easy for a player when he knows there's interest as well to be said to him, but clearly hasn't. Jens, with the way he's played.
No, he's really happy. I've had contact with him throughout the window. He's looked happier than ever, and today he was a big smile and really excited to just kick on. I think maybe a little bit relieved that he doesn't have to speculate about that anymore, because he's really happy to be here, and he knows that the biggest chance for him to be top scorer in the league, which is a second ambition of his. First one is to do as well as possible with the team, and then obviously the second big ambition for him, and it should be as a goal scorer and as a forward, it is to score as many goals as possible, because it will help us and it will help him move on, and he knows that the best chance he gets for that is to be here and continue where he started, because we are producing a lot of chances for our forward players, and especially for him, and some of them he's producing on his own, because he plays in a very good team. So he's happy, we're happy, and it's been quite uncomplicated actually.
You said there was offers. Did anybody try late on?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah.
It was never even a discussion. Just
No.
Do you feel like that's something that's going to ramp up again in the summer? The amount of interest that he's attracted, do you expect that to be the case in 6 months' time too?
We absolutely expect that to be the case, and we also expect clubs to start coming in earlier, because they would probably have to be a little bit better time than some of them were now, and the interest is not gonna, it's only going up for him. First of all, because he is a very, very good player, and he will keep scoring goals and being and improving, developing even more. And also because the summer window is usually a little bit bigger, and now every all eyes are on him. There will be more and more clubs interested in him, probably also in bigger markets, and so I expect it to be a busy summer around him.
What can his specifically the interest in Tawanda do for Motherwell too? Because not that this wasn't an attractive club before, but can players look at his arc and think that's something they can replicate when they come here?
I think he's a good example of us being able to, as a club, taking a player that no one really has their eyes on, and then making him shine and making him produce some football at a very high level. But he is not the first one. As a long history here of us being able to bring in forwards and making them shine here. Both players who've been here on a permanent that we could sell, but also players like Mika Birith, who's come here and had a small breakthrough, and then really kick on from there. And Tawanda is now the next one to really do that. Now we've brought in another one as well, in Aitor, who we hope will be able to do the same as some of the other players who are playing in other positions. And that's obviously a goal for us, and a big part of our business model, to take players and develop them into top players, and then obviously when the time is right and the right deal is there, to move on and then add value to the club for to invest in better opportunities for the next ones.
I want to ask you about Sam Nicholson. I think it was 350 days he'd been injured for, made his return. What was it like to see him get back onto the pitch, and how big can he be for you in these last 4 months of the season?
Yeah, to answer your first question, the last question first, that time will tell. Obviously, he's been out for, as you said, almost a year, and if the first part of that journey and the biggest success, we measure the success, is if we avoid him getting injured again, if he can actually deal with the load that's coming from playing games and training on a regular basis. So far it's looking good, so we hope that keeps we stay on that track, and then we can get him loaded up so he's available for more and more minutes. Then we know he's a very good player. We also know we need to be patient with him, because he has been out for a while. But it's a fantastic addition to get from within for us. He's a lovely person. Works really, really well within the dressing room, and I see him every day improving and adapting to our style of play and putting his qualities out there on the pitch for us. So I'm really happy for him. And hopefully I will sit in a few months and have been really happy for the club that we've had a good player back, and he's been able to play for us a lot.
What do you expect from Dundee?
I expect it. I actually think they have some interesting players, and especially their forward players are really, really good individually. And I think they had a rough start in the season where they've gathered the squad quite late. And they needed to go through a spell where everything had to find its place, and I think they've done that, and they've grown in confidence and quality, and found a position now where they're quite confident and they feel they have momentum. So it's a team with confidence and with good players that we need to face, and they've played some big games at home. It was difficult for us to win the last time. I think they were better than us in the second half, and I've seen them at home to Celtic, where they really, made it a very, very hard day for Celtic. And I've seen it at home to Hearts, even though they were one man up. Hearts had to work really, really hard for that win, and maybe were a little bit lucky at times, or at least they had a goalie who pulled a fantastic save at the end. So it's a team that we have the full respect for, and saying it's we had that also when we played Livy away the other day. We don't look so much at the results they come in with. We look at the performances. We look at what are they capable doing, and how have they competed against us in the last time we met them. And it's been also last time they were here. It was a really, really game of patience and focus and discipline to get that win at the end. So I expect it to be extremely tough and difficult game for us.